9 things to avoid if you want to become rich. Robert Kiyosaki once said, the only difference between a rich person and a poor person is how they use their time. You see, a lot of people are struggling because they're constantly telling themselves stuff like, oh, I'm not gifted like those other people are. Or, oh, I don't have the money to invest into a business. Or it's too overwhelming. I don't know where to start. When I was dead broke, struggling to get by, thousands in debt, and true story, even living out of hotels at one point in my life, I would have many of these same thoughts going through my head. So if you're somebody that truly believes that these thoughts running in your head is what's holding you back from becoming successful, I'm here to tell you why that's not true. I'm going to share with you 9 things to avoid if you want to become rich. Now pay close attention, drop a comment below, be honest, and let me know which ones of these you are currently struggling with. Now if you're sitting there saying to yourself, man, I don't struggle with any of that stuff. Who the hell is Paul? What does he know? That, my friend, is probably the reason why you're not where you want to be in life. Alright, so let's get into it. Here's the first step. Now, step number 1, avoid being true to yourself. Now, I know you're probably saying, well, what the hell do you mean, Paul? I thought being yourself was the key to success. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not just saying go out there and fake it till you make it. But one of the most common things most of us heard growing up is stay true to your roots. Or, don't forget where you came from. But most of us don't even take the time out to think what that even means. From age 17 to 26, I had zero direction in life because I was so far gone in who I thought I was supposed to be. You see, I was so used to things around me, like certain friends or certain habits, that I truly made myself believe that that's just how my life was supposed to be. It was just who I was, and I didn't see anything wrong with it, and it really screwed up my mindset. I got caught up in the wrong crowd, started bartending at a young age, and honestly, drugs and alcohol became a familiar friend of mine. And the crazy thing is, the whole time, I truly believed that that was just the life that was meant for me. Like, seriously. You see, I would constantly tell myself things like, I'm comfortable where I'm at in life, or I'm making good money bartending and I get to drink for free at the same time, or I don't need anything else in life. Let me ask you something. If I would have kept this same mindset, would I be working towards my goals today to get to where I want to be in life? Forget about it. If I were to stay true to myself, or who I thought I was anyway, I would have just continued to drink my life away at the bar, and I would have never become the entrepreneur I am today. There's no question about it. Look at it this way. What does a basketball player need to do if his true goal is to become a professional football player? He needs to put the basketball down and pick the football up and go all in with the football until he fully mastered it and got to that level. So if you truly want to become rich, you need to drop certain habits because you think that's part of who you are or whatever, and pick up the right habits that are going to build your success. Now be honest and let me know in the comments below. Are you currently not living up to your full potential because you feel like you're supposed to be a certain person or live a certain type of life? Now if so, you must let go of that person and become the one that you're truly meant to be. Now that's step 1 out of the 9 things to avoid if you want to become rich. Step number 2, avoid putting all of your focus into making money. Norman Vincent Peale once said, empty pockets never held anyone back. Only empty heads and empty hearts can do that. Now, of course, money is essential to life and we need it to live. Some people even say money rules the world. Money can definitely make life a lot easier, give you the chance to do certain things or go certain places that most people may in their lifetime never get the chance to do or go. But you should not make money the main drive behind the job you're currently working at or the goals you're trying to achieve in life. In fact, one of the worst things you could possibly do is stay at a job that you absolutely hate, that you absolutely dread going to each day, just for the simple fact that it's putting money in your pocket and paying the bills, or because it's a high-paying job. There's just no logic behind that, and life is just way too short. Now remember this, money comes and goes, but the time you spend doing something that you really don't want to be doing, you can't get that time back. It's gone forever. Now take the time out to truly think about your dream job that you always wanted, or a certain goal that you always wanted to hit in life, and start working towards that goal one day at a time, little by little. Now the driving passion is going to pay off in time, and you're going to be so happy that you listen to your heart rather than your brain that's been telling you the whole damn time that the main goal is to go for the money. Because it's not. It's a sure way to set yourself up for failure right out of the gate. That's step number 2 out of the 9 things to avoid if you want to become rich. Step number 3, avoid only doing the bare minimum. Now one of the most important things to keep in mind if you want to become rich is that you must go above and beyond your customers' expectations instead of just meeting the minimum requirements like most people out there do. Now think about it this way. Would you want your mechanic to just do the bare minimum to ensure that your family car is safe? I don't think so. Now, would you want your surgeon only doing the bare minimum to keep your kidneys functioning properly? Not a chance. We as human beings expect people to go above and beyond in certain situations in life, especially if our life depends on it. We want to see that people truly have pride in what they're doing and care about serving us at the highest level possible. Don't you? Now, unfortunately, most people don't operate this way. Most people are just worried about getting the job done and getting paid. So if you truly want to become rich, start doing more than just what is expected of you to do. Show that you truly have a passion for what it is that you're doing. Doing just a little bit more than you did the day before will get you to the highest level of success. That's step 3 to follow out of the 9 things to avoid if you want to become rich. Step number 4, avoid blaming others. You see, a lot of people out there who are currently not happy with their life are constantly saying things like, oh, it's not my fault. I come from a family that doesn't support me. Oh, it's the government's fault. Oh, it's my boss's fault because he won't give me a promotion and this is why I'll never become rich. I just don't know what to do with my life. These people are constantly crying about everything. These people are constantly pointing their finger at others as to why they're not where they want to be in life, instead of taking a good look in the mirror and taking accountability for their actions. Think about it like this. When you hit a pothole on the road, what's the first thing that you do? Stupid pothole. They should fix the damn roads. F this, F that, mother effer. But at the same time, think about it. Is it really the pothole's fault? Maybe we could have just paid a little bit more attention instead of taking selfies for the gram. The same thing applies to becoming rich. Maybe we could stop blaming our family for not supporting our goals and start building towards them regardless. Because at the end of the day, nobody has to live this life but yourself. So nobody else should be able to tell you how to live it. Am I right? Are you somebody that's constantly blaming others for the reason why you're not where you want to be in life? If so, that's probably going to be the reason why you'll never achieve your goals in life. And that's step 4 to follow out of the 9 things to avoid if you want to become rich. Step number 5, avoid trying to do everything by yourself. Now remember the days when you did everything on your own, took your first steps, learned your ABCs, tied your shoes, or maybe it was the first time you drove your parents' car solo. Now as we get older, a lot of us still want to remain in control and do things by ourselves. But if you're trying to become rich all by yourself, there's a good chance you may be killing your success. If you're constantly saying things like, if you want something done, you got to get it done yourself. I don't trust him or her. They're not capable of doing it as good as I can. Why would I pay somebody else when I could just figure it out on my own and save the money? Remember this, you can't achieve greatness with just one single person. So this ego is doing more harm for you than it's doing good. Achieving greatness requires other people. Whether that's a coach in the NFL trying to take his team to the Super Bowl, or a mentor that's going to show you how to live a more financially free life. Now this do-it-yourself ego is exactly what holds a lot of entrepreneurs back, and a lot of people in general, from going to the next level in life and in business. That's step number 5 to follow out of the 9 things to avoid if you want to become rich. Step number 6, avoid being jealous of others. Have you ever caught yourself saying, rich people are so selfish, or I don't see what's impressive about that guy or that woman? You see, you shouldn't criticize people that you don't know or things you haven't been able to achieve yourself. Now, I see it all the time on social media, somebody leaving hate comments on a famous YouTuber's video. Oh, you're fat, you're ugly, you're too ugly, you can't be on camera, you talk funny, what are you doing, this isn't for you, whatever, like things like that, right? I see things like this all the time, people leaving these nasty comments. I'm sure there's people out there that don't like stuff about me. I'll probably even get a couple haters commenting on this video, but I don't give a damn. Those people aren't paying my bills. Those people aren't putting food in my daughter's stomach. Do you know how much work is involved in building a YouTube channel? Let me see you have the courage to do it, and then we'll talk. You see, when we envy others, we're counting their blessings instead of our own. So next time you feel the urge of jealousy arising, just remind yourself of all the blessings you currently have, such as family, food in your stomach, and the roof over your head. Life isn't so bad. Remember this, there's always going to be somebody out there in the world that's in a worse situation than you're currently in. Always be thankful for what you currently have, and do not let jealousy hold you back from achieving greatness. That's step 6 to follow out of the 9 things to avoid if you want to become rich. Step number 7, avoid focusing on multiple things at the same time. You see, one of the biggest mistakes broke people make, and man, I can't even tell you how much I used to do this, and that is trying to focus on too much at the same exact time. You see, when I first became an entrepreneur, I thought, well, I need multiple streams of income if I want to become rich. So I tried to start up multiple businesses at the same time while working a full-time job on top of it all, and ended up half-assing each one of those businesses, which only kept me broke and frustrated. But I still refused to switch things up. When I was broke, I swore I knew everything and nobody was going to tell me anything. Even though I was failing, I would still tell myself, I know what I'm doing. I got this. But guess what? I didn't get shit. I got nada. I got zippo. I got nothing. Every single one of those businesses, I ended up failing at miserably. If you're currently in the same exact situation, guess what? You think you know everything, but you don't know a damn thing. Now, once I put my focus into going all in with building just one business, it all started to click and things started to look up for me. Now, it may take you months, years, or even a decade of your time to fully master what you got going on and have true success with it. But if you stick with it, it'll be totally worth it. I promise. Put it this way, when we think about big brands like Rolex, we're not thinking about cars, right? We're definitely thinking about watches. All these big names out there were able to get that type of recognition and make the big bucks because they chose to go all in on that one thing and fully master it. Now, if you took on the same mindset, if you stuck with something long enough to master your craft, eventually all eyes are going to be on you and you're going to be at a level that you could have never dreamed of. You could be living the type of lifestyle that most people will never even come close to in their lifetime. There's nothing wrong with taking a good look in the mirror and figuring out what adjustments you have to make in order to achieve your goals. So drop a comment below and let me know which adjustments you're going to make. That's step number 7 to follow out of the 9 things to avoid if you want to become rich. Step number 8, avoid being afraid. See, fear is one of the biggest things that holds a lot of people back. Fear of making a mistake, fear of starting a business up and failing, or even fear of becoming successful. Now, I'm sure you've told yourself stuff like, well, what if I start a business but I fail and I lose a ton of money? What do I do then? Where do I go from there? Question after question after question. Thinking about achieving your dreams but constantly questioning the problems you may face if you chase your dreams is not going to solve a damn thing. It's just going to keep you stuck at the bottom. For everything to start making sense, you need to take action. Listen, it just comes down to taking small steps forward every single day and eventually things just start to fall into place. There's no possible way that it cannot, as long as you're staying consistent and committed to the process. You need to remember that fear is nothing more than something made up that we put into our heads. Think about all the times that you thought about something possibly going wrong. And then when it finally happened, you thought, oh, well, that went better than I expected. So basically, you created that false belief in your head for no damn reason at all. Drop a comment below if you tend to do this. So from this day forward, stop waiting for every single little thing to make sense in your mind. Stop procrastinating. Just focus on taking small steps forward each day. And if you run into a problem from time to time, just remember, it's nothing more than a lesson learned. And all you got to do is simply make some adjustments. That's it. Now, if you could do that and stick with it long enough, the day will finally come where you're overwhelmed with satisfaction because you never gave up and you're finally living the life that you never thought was possible. So that's step number 8 to follow out of the 9 things to avoid if you want to become rich. Now, the final step is step number 9. Avoid justifying your actions. Now, are you constantly justifying why you didn't do something or why you're not able to do it? Maybe you tell yourself stuff like, oh, I don't speak English, I'm too old, people will make fun of me, I'm not experienced like those other people are. Or, I'm too busy with my job and kids, I'm married, I have enough in life, I don't have to go after my dreams. The list can go on and on and on as to reasons why you never went after your true goals that you always had in life. But in reality, every single one of those reasons are bullshit and you know it. The only thing that's ever holding you back from doing something in your life is you and only you, nobody else. Listen, I'm married, I got a kid, and another one on the way. So if I can make it happen, you can make it happen, anybody can make it happen. Now remember, justifying your actions can also affect you in other areas in your life. For example, when we do something wrong, but our ego won't allow us to admit it. So instead, we justify what we did and make up excuses as to why we're not wrong, and this damages relationships between friends and family. Constantly justifying your actions may make you feel good at the moment, but it's going to hurt you a lot more in the long run. So instead of using that job that you hate and work long hours at as the reason to why you can't follow your true goals in life, instead use that as the fuel you need to keep pushing towards your goals and escape that miserable job forever. I got a lot going on in my life too, but regardless, I still make sure I take the time out each and every day, even if it's to take one small step towards my goals, because I know how important they are to me. You got to ask yourself, really, how important is it for you to go out there and follow your dreams? All right. And then once you're able to determine that and you realize that that's what you should have been doing the whole time, you got to get off your ass and you just got to get it done. There's no excuses at all. I mean, you could find the time if it's something that you really want. Now, what has been very helpful for me, and it can be helpful for you, try waking up an hour earlier each day and going to bed an hour later each night. This will free up 2 hours of your time every day right there to chip away at your goals. Now, something else that could be very helpful is creating a schedule on Sunday and planning out your week so that you know everything on that list, it's right in front of your face. You got to commit to it no matter what. Give it a try, drop a comment below, and let me know if this works for you guys, because it's worked for me. All right, guys, so that's the 9 things to avoid if you want to become rich. Now, how many of these 9 things are you currently struggling with? Please comment below and be honest. And if you're saying to yourself, Paul, I'm not struggling with any of that stuff, I got this, I know what I'm doing, now that might be the biggest problem you have right there, so keep that in mind. So I hope you found the video helpful. If you enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up. And if you want more related videos, make sure to subscribe below.